Samuel Dame, you've learned that. Let's get into the newspaper review. It's brought to us by Access Bank, more than banking. Let's see what's making news.
So if you are naturally disposed with the lack of capacity to say the H, and you don't have to say the L too, that means you have to say AF.
Yes, you have to say. But I say these
even
things,
if you hope to say it right.
But I see H in certain, our brothers who have a difficulty with the pronunciation of that. I see H in their mother tongue, so I don't know where the problem is. I don't know. Maybe we have to do some research.
The only time they're able to mention this is when it's NHIA. Anyway, now the Daily Graphic is reporting this morning Parliamentary recall is a drain on state coffers, speaker assets, and yesterday he was complaining that just the day that he had actually mentioned several times that we're going to go on recess, the recall came in the next day when they were perfectly mindful of the reasons way ahead of time. Of course, they started business, and this explanation, which I don't know if you have heard it now, there was contention over some 90 million being used for consultancy. Mm-hmm. Now the explanation is no, it's not for consultancy, for some other things, including consultancy. Mutaka still maintains that there's a bit of about 10 million that's going to go into consultancy related to the energy sector recovery program or reform program. Yeah, it is ESRP. That is what's supposed to be for. You remember that we had the ECG boss here in studio. Yeah. Apparently, part of the 90 million will go into also buying meters for those who need them, because the meters they have and they are changing will deal with a section of the public, but there's still a lot more that ought to be done, and that's what they are talking about here. Except that mostly when you have barely 3 or 4 months to elections, everything you recall, you call in, you put before Parliament, people are suspicious of it. They suspect that you are using other methods to try and raise a lot more money to spend in an election so that you come back and have a conversation about election year expenditure going into the future. As Nkrumah said, seek ye first the political kingdom. And it appears in this case, everything else may be added onto you, including a debt exchange in the future. Yes.
Oh, we understand this was planned long ago, in terms of, only that the approvals have delayed. And that's why even the World Bank is coming on board to support, because they believe that this will go a long way to deal with the revenue losses or the leakage in the system when it comes to power that has been sold, but it can't be accounted.
Yeah, the same argument was canvassed by the ECG boss in studio yesterday. Now, the other story is that CSOs, Occupy Ghana, they are demanding enactment of COPO bill. And yes. COPO is, for those of you who are not aware, the Conduct of Public Officers bill for enactment. This bill was introduced in 2022. And it's still languishing. And I'm happy that Occupy Ghana and others, it's refreshing to see Occupy Ghana in it. Some had indicated that Occupy Ghana, of course, this is also a statement, has been more of a statement institution. Some of the members of Occupy Ghana, if you say it, they are not happy, but, well, that's an indication out there. But yeah, that's why we are doing different media freedom campaign. Ability to say it without any fear or favor. Yes, and other CSOs have supported it. I've had like 4 engagements with Daniel Delmulevo, who have been pushing this. The other time I was also with the head of SRAJ, who's also saying that we cannot truly, it's not a complete panacea to the problem of misbehavior in public office, but it fills in a certain gap within our system. Well, that's also on the front page. The last one is that NHIA releases 800 million to healthcare providers, and that story is on the front page too. Again, 487 arrested over suspected Ponzi scheme. That's also on page 13. There are still Ponzi schemes happening in the Republic.
Oh.
So the police, through an intelligence-led operation, have arrested 487 people suspected to be members of a supposed Ponzi scheme known as QNet in Kumasi in the Ashanti region. The suspect consists of 257 females and 230 males. They were arrested on Monday in a house located at Ejuman near Kenyase, a suburb of Kumasi. It's not interesting. This century.
Oh, it is
of all the things that have happened to us.
And even apart from the Momo one, even the bit about people calling you that you're supposed to link your Ghana card with your bank account. See, it's becoming too of many. And listen, the banks, what are they doing? Some banks have been able to put in place the right structures to protect, but for somebody to call you, know your bank account, and even tell you that it's at this place and link it and all the rest, I think that some of the banks have to sit up and put in place the right structures to protect our account. You know, they charge us, they do all those things, but when you open accounts with them, and it's not enough for these guys to have access. So don't share your account details with anyone. I have not shared my account details with anyone. I have not done that. Or don't share your number with anyone. But listen, they have to sit up and ensure that when people place their funds with them, they know that it's safe. I mean, sometimes you forget yourself and you fall prey to some of these things that they come to you, or do this and that, and then you say that what is going to happen. So I feel that they have to do more to ensure that our staff are protected when we place our funds with them.
And sometimes you just expose yourself by clicking on links that people drop in pages that sometimes you're not even aware. You just want to know what the content you thought is related to you. Then you click on it, then you expose yourself needlessly. You expect that on the other hand, you get some protection from the people on the,
Let's do the daily guide. They had Zimbabwean warns article 112 excessive use is raising some concerns about that. NHI releases 400 million Ghana cedis facilities. Police grabbed the 487 QNet fraudsters and rally students stabbed to death. And this story,
I'm
very
told they were engaging an
arguing about whose fathers
is richer.
You know, a tragic incident unfolded at Raleigh Senior High School on Monday, September 2, when an 18-year-old final year student, Edward Zibote Saki, was stabbed to death by a fellow student following an altercation. The victim was enrolled at the school's general arts department. The altercation reported occurred on campus shortly after Edward had completed an exam. Eyewitness accounts indicate that a fight broke out between Edward and the visual arts student named Godwin over dispute regarding wealth. And some have said that whose
father is richer.
Yeah, you know. And
by the time we go and check, the two of them, their father, they don't have anything to.
You know, and
I mean, but
and when you watch the clip, also the emergency systems even on our schools too.
What, it was recorded?
Somebody was recorded actually
when they were trying to get a child to. But that's for emergency system there. That's why we have lived by the grace of God. So that's why, and to me, even the access to all of these tools to be able to attack people with it, it's problematic. Again, we should be able to imbibe in the younger people the quest to be able to engage in fruitful conversations, even heated conversations, without it turning violent. We should be able to do that right from the beginning. That it should be possible to disagree with somebody on a matter as fundamental as the worth of your father. I want to say preposterous, but yes, without descending into fisticuffs or anything related to that.
And not encouraging this, I mean, leadership in society as well, you know. So these
young
guys
are
picking from.
No, but really,
I'm not encouraging the practice
what
in
has,
any way,
I mean, what has your father not having more money or not having money got to do with the fights?
No, the thing with an argument is that it might be the trigger. So the guy then launches into a very angry state. He is not in control of his faculties. Then there are things that follow from there. That's what I'm saying. We should be able to get into our kids that it's okay to disagree heavily, principally, even on a very, some may say, sensitive or senseless issue, without it evolving. And you should know when to stop, when to withdraw, when to not engage further. That one, we should be able to imbibe into our people the ability to do some of these things without having to lose a life at the end of the day.
Okay.
Because whether we like it or not, the other guy on the other side will still have to be prosecuted. That's if he's of age. Of course, I mean, they are in school, so one will presume they are over.
If it's final year, maybe.
So he will be prosecuted. He will go through the motions. I'm not so sure whether we are not going to end up wasting 2 lives in this case.
Let's go for the online news review now, brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest. Goil Good Energy. Goil, India.
Now, do you need funds for that major project you have been planning for some time now? Or do you need funds to pursue your dreams? We are in September. You have a couple of months to end.